Hi everyone, Meg here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is episode Deuce. I don't know. Words are hard. So this episode is going to be about what people with mental illnesses want others to know or understand about themselves and their mental illnesses. I'm going to do my best to get through this without crying this time. And if you hear some weird sounds in the background, it's either A, the cat, or B, the dryer, because this is real life, folks. Shit's going on. I'm doing stuff. And yeah. Also, look how awesome my skulls are back there. Boop, beep. Anyway, so some quick stats on mental health from the National Alliance on Mental Health. You can visit their website at nami.org for more information, or if you need someone to speak to, or you want to reach out, or just you feel like checking out a website about mental health. That's what I felt, so I did it. Anyway, I just wanted to get a few of these stats out there so people understand that mental health issues are more prevalent than we as a society would like to A, believe, and B, talk about. So 1 in 4 adults experience a mental health disorder in any given year. So that means that they could have just had anxiety in a year and that's it, and they're done. But 1 in 4 adults will experience some kind of mental health disorder in any given year. And that's approximately 57.7 million Americans. That's almost 60 million. I can't even fathom what 60 million looks like, but I know that's a lot. A lot. As in, we need to be paying attention a lot. 2.6 American adults live with bipolar disorder. That's 6 million people. 6 million people live with bipolar. 6.9% of people live with major depression. So that's 16 million people out there in the world walking along together that are living with major depression. And 18.1% live with anxiety disorders. So that's 42 million people in the world that live with an anxiety disorder. That's insane. No pun intended. That's just mind-blowing. And here we are hiding behind things, afraid to tell you. There's 42 million of us, and we're scared. We're afraid. No more. I have a few stats on children as well, which is important. Very important. These are the people that we need to be paying a little bit more attention to, because they're very afraid to tell you. I know, because I was one of those people. 1 in 5 children ages 13 to 18 have or will have a serious mental illness. 20% of those have a mental condition. 50% of all lifetime cases, so like me, I'm a lifetime case, will have begun by the age of 14. And 75% of those lifetime cases will have begun by the age of 24. This is serious, folks. Pay attention. Suicide is big. It's the 3rd leading cause of death in youth ages 10 to 24. 3rd leading cause. And we aren't talking about it. Why the fuck not? That makes absolutely no sense. It's the 3rd leading cause and we're afraid to talk about it. We're afraid that if we do talk about it, it's gonna start some mass hysteria and everyone's gonna start doing it. Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. I can't even tell you how wrong that is. Wrong. Talk about it. Get in there, folks. Get your hands dirty. You need to know. So, yeah. Anyway, on to the rest of this presentation. Not to make things seem light when it comes to suicide. I'm not moving on because I don't want to speak about it or because anything in those regards. I am moving on because this particular video is about something different, because I think that that is very important as well. So I recently posted on my Facebook asking for willing participants who would definitely stay confidential, and they did not have to comment on the post. They could send me a message and let me know what they wanted others to know about their mental illness and how it affects them. So I had already had this nice notes that I've got going for myself, but I kind of wanted to poll a little bit because I'm not the only one out there with a mental issue or mental health, whatever. I'm not alone. There are others. There are millions, as we just spoke of. 60 million people out there. And that means that I needed to get a little bit more content for this video because I'm not the only one and I'm not gonna have the same answers as someone else. So I'd say that number one, biggest thing I would want someone to know is that this disorder or these disorders are not cookie cutter. They're not one size fits all. We're all different. Everything affects us differently. We all have different symptoms, and even if we have the same symptoms, they aren't the same severity of the symptoms. They aren't the same occurrence of the symptoms. So we just want you to know that we don't just lump us all together. We're not all the same, much like many other things in life. We also want you to know that some days we just need to be left alone, and sometimes it's going to last longer than a day. It's not an excuse to get out of something. We aren't just saying it because we don't want to go do blah, blah, blah with you. It, in fact, has nothing to do with you and everything to do with us. The way our brain is processing things, the way our heart is feeling, they conflict with each other often. So often, in fact, it can be physically debilitating. I could get physically ill over the fact that my brain will not stop being an asshole. And I really just would love it to. Another thing that we would like you to know is that it's not a choice. I didn't go up to a vending machine and put in money and put in B12 and have it pop out a mental illness and I took it. And I was like, oh, yay, yay, yay. No. This is a brain disorder. I was born with this. I can't stop it. I'm not doing it for attention. I'm not doing it because I want to be dramatic about things. I'm not over dramatizing the way I'm feeling or the way I'm thinking or things that are happening to me or my symptoms. I promise you, they are very real. If they were fake and I could stop it, I sure as fuck would. I wouldn't go another damn day. I wouldn't go another damn minute, let's be honest. We often feel alone, like we're a failure, like I'm just never going to be good enough. No matter what I do or whatever I accomplish or how people tell me they're so proud of me, there's that little person in the back of my mind going, not enough, wasn't good enough, better keep working harder, that's never going to be enough. Deep down, I know that's not true. I know that. But I can't stop what's happening. I can't shake those feelings. The smallest little failure will send me off the deep end. And again, I wish it weren't the case. I wish that I could return this disease for something else. Anything else? Okay, probably not anything else. That's being dramatic. But we feel terrified, like physically paralyzed at the thought of failure or not like being able to live up to what we think others think we should be. Some days it's hard to complete just the easiest tasks. Getting out of bed, putting real clothes on, taking a shower, leaving the house. Some days it's just not feasible. And we really just want you to understand that. We aren't doing it just because I don't want to leave the house today. Sometimes I'm just physically not capable of walking the 10 steps out the door. And we need you to understand that. Or at least try to understand that. We often make ourselves feel even worse by thinking, I can't believe I couldn't just walk out the damn door. All I had to do was walk out the door. Just one foot in front of the other, Megan. You can do it. Walk out the door. So when we do actually show up to an event or are able to go and get groceries or go to the gym or take a shower or brush our hair and teeth, we'd like to be acknowledged that we were successful with those things without you being sarcastic or degrading or patronizing. Like, we don't need a trophy. I don't need a pat on the back. I don't need your sarcasm, is what I'm saying. Just having you say or acknowledge, you look good today, or something along those lines, showing me that you noticed that I did just that extra step today when I knew I couldn't yesterday, is going to make a huge difference in that person's life in general. I mean, it's going to make me feel better for the day, you know, knowing that you noticed that I did something and you weren't a dick about it, if I'm being honest. We wish that you would have a little bit more patience or empathy for what we're dealing with. Anxiety can cause so many things to happen with a person. I mean, it can make you physically ill. It can make you afraid of being seen as stupid or an airhead because it's causing you to forget things that you know how to do. You know how to do it. And several people around you probably also know you know how to do it. But in that situation, we're just really hoping to give us just a little bit of slack. Sometimes the anxiety can cause a fear of unknown. What's going to happen next? Or the anticipation can be enough to cause extreme anxiety. I've had times where my anxiety will just come creeping out of nowhere, and I'm not even sure what I'm scared of. I don't even know what I'm getting anxious for, but I'm feeling anxious, and I need you to have patience with me, or have a little bit of empathy. Have you ever been in my shoes before? Have you ever felt that way? I really hope you're going to say, yes, I've felt that way. I don't want you to feel that way, but it's crazy to me to think that there are 42 million people living with anxiety, and you can't say, I've never been there. Kind of hope so, though. Like, fingers crossed that you don't have anxiety, because it sucks. It's hard. Another thing that we'd like you to know is that we're not lazy. I'm not messy. I don't care less about what my house looks like or what I look like. I totally care. I absolutely care when I can't get everything cleaned up enough before someone comes over. I can't tell you how many times I haven't been able to finish a cleaning task because the anxiety of finishing the damn task. Really? It's just, stop. Just stop, brain. Just stop. But it can't. There's no way to stop it. And that needs to be okay. You need to understand that we know we can't stop it. We wish we could stop it. And we just need you to be a little bit more patient with us, like I said. We worry what our company is going to think of our home. It could be spotless, and we aren't going to see it that way. We care. We're not lazy. We're not messy. We care. Some tasks are harder than others. And some tasks are so far gone by the time we decide to start them that the anxiety of starting them sends us into a depression about starting them. It's this vicious cycle, folks. And it's very hard to get off. Very hard. Another thing that we would like you to know, especially me, just because I have depression doesn't mean that I can't, won't, or don't get happy about things or don't like to do things. I'm still a human. I still have emotions. I still want to have fun. I still have a sense of humor, which I hope you've gathered by now. I'm not an emotionless robot. No, I'm Meg. Hey, nice to meet you. Sometimes I can be funny. Sometimes I can be an asshole. I'm a person. So invite me to things. Sometimes I'm not going to be able to come. Sometimes it'll come to the day and I cannot get myself out the damn door. I am so sorry. I can't even tell you how sorry I am. I wish I could get my ass out the door. I crave that, attention, affection, the social interaction, but the thought of it scares the shit out of me. So I'm a walking contradiction, folks, and most of us with a mental illness are. We wish we weren't, but we are. You're going to have to deal with it, or at least we wish you would deal with it. But the last thing I'd like to say about this, don't give up on me. Please. I might cry. This illness has taken so much from me. A lot. A lot that no one will ever know because I just don't feel like sharing it. Kind of hurts to talk about. But don't give up on us. We want you around. We're trying really hard. Harder than others days, or some days harder than others. But we want to be around you too. We hope you understand or try. Give us a little bit of a break. We need you. A lot. When I asked for participants on my Facebook page, one of my friends on there sent me a message and she just wrote this so eloquently, so beautifully, better than I could ever have said it. So I asked her if I could share. I told her it was okay if she didn't want me to share. I told her I wouldn't say who she was, and assuming she would allow me to read it. And she so graciously said that I could. Her name is Holly, and this is what she says. She deals with anxiety and depression. She says it can be very lonely and debilitating disease. There's still a huge stigma with mental illness. Many don't understand because it can be a contradicting disease, and also because people think it can't be seen. It can, if you know what you're looking for. It's very much like battling with yourself on the daily, like having demons in you that you can't shake. You're stuck in your head, making it difficult to have casual relationships, like friendships, so it gets lonely. Sometimes the pain, emotional although it may be, is so intense. Your brain tricks you into thinking you'd be better off ending your life than continuing on with the suffering. You think people don't or won't understand, so you remain silent, although she does not anymore. And the pain increases and the disease worsens. That makes me sad. I feel that to my core. And we aren't the only ones. So please, reach out to those that you know or feel may be suffering. Even if it's just a, hey, how you doing? Been thinking about ya. You will never know what that feels like to the other person receiving it. It's amazing. So, folks, in closing, yeah, I'm weird. Don't give up on us. Try to be patient. Try to empathize. Know that we aren't lazy. Know that we're trying. And we hope you'll try with us. Thank you for watching. I know that was almost 22 minutes and it's completely unedited. So yeah, there's that. I need to learn how to edit. Please subscribe to my channel. Feel free to reach out for me or reach out to me. Reach out for me? Weird. Anyway, have a great night. Subscribe. Share if you feel like sharing. I will see you guys for episode 3 next time. Bye. Have a great night.